Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy to be here at this 57th annual regional meet of the Indo-German Chamber of Commerce in Chennai. I'm pleased to share the stage with the senior officers and director, also the chairman of the Rane Group, and my good friend, the Consul General, who I'm seeing now twice in 4 days after the reunification day on Friday. I had the chance to spend some time with the office bearers before we came on stage, and so I'm very impressed, and I have to congratulate this Chamber of Commerce for the very active role you've had for many decades. I'm told it was started in the 1950s, so it's a very historic and with a long legacy chamber. Clearly, there has been significant success. A lot of what we see in Chennai today in terms of the manufacturing of autos and other engineering products, but also in Coimbatore and other places like that. I'm sure you had some hand in that. I want to just talk about 2 or 3 things where I think Tamil Nadu and India can learn a lot from the German model. I think at least 2 of them have been touched upon by others, but I'll expand my perspective on that. And then the third one, which hasn't been touched on yet. So the first, of course, is engineering excellence, design, kind of innovation, and the refinement and perfectionism that Germans are very famous for, but their products around the world are the hallmarks of those kinds of superior outcomes. We have some collaborations. My good friend, I see Mr. G.D. Rajkumar is here, who's got a 3-generational relationship with a lot of German companies. We have some of the big manufacturing companies here in Tamil Nadu. We have both assembly, ancillary in the auto sector, in the energy sector, in the engineering goods, even in pharmaceuticals. And I hope we get more and more of that collaboration. The second, of course, is Germany's very unique skill development and apprenticeship and kind of comprehensive training model, which is even more vital for a country like India than it is for Germany, in the sense that we have this huge demographic dividend, and we are getting tens of millions of people into the workforce every year. They become adults. Places like Tamil Nadu, this is a never to be seen again kind of curve, because our birth rates have dropped. And so in 10, 15 years from now, we'll be having too few youngsters coming into the workforce. And so this opportunity of getting so many young people into the working population in a global economy where really the single most competitive or differentiating variable is the weighted average productivity and the scale of your workforce. So I'm glad to know that in particular in the last 2 years, to my knowledge, since our government took office, we have greatly expanded the initiatives, because I know people like Rajkumar for decades. I know that you're already doing a lot of these things at a different scale, and we've been able to accelerate that. And some of it, I think, starts at inception. It's very important that people get exposed to the right things at the right age, and it fires the imagination. So I'm also happy to see the museum, the Science Museum, and the exhibition that was set up in Coimbatore at the GD Charities, which I had the privilege of going for the inauguration. It's remarkable when you start showing young minds that is the scale of technology and the sophistication of technology, and it can be done, in a size of that table. I think it fires the imagination of people of what they can achieve. It was a bit disappointing that some of the best training programs are yet to find full kind of application rates, But I think some of that is the government's job, that we should keep educating people what career tracks look like and what the global economy is likely to need in terms of skills. But I think there's a third thing about Germany that I personally appreciate. I had the great luxury as a banker of working with many German companies, mostly banks, but also financing a few of the major companies, both on Wall Street and in the emerging markets. And Germany has a remarkable MSME sector, right, which is very unique in any large economy. They have MSME that is as advanced, as sophisticated, as pioneering, as innovative as the large corporates. And this goes throughout the system. They purposely keep things that way in a world where we see more and more aggregation, almost an agglomeration, and we see bigger and bigger companies, and everybody else gets left out, and technology is driving this kind of agglomeration. It is rare to find competitive scale by percentage of the economy, I mean, an MSME sector, and that includes in the banking sector. Over my decades in investment banking, I spent at least as much time with the Landesbanks as I did with the Dresdners and Deutsches of the world. And they had a very global outlook, and they were purposely encouraged to do so. So that's something I think we should also learn, that a good model of equitable and inclusive growth requires you to have a very strong MSME sector in the financing space, in the industrial space, and that you can actually be that scale and still achieve the kind of excellence that otherwise we think only large corporates which make great investment in R&D can. This is crucial to the notion of democracy, in my opinion, because the single greatest threat to a functional democracy is rising inequality and lack of access, and creating the permanent upper class and the permanent underclass. And every statistic we have in Tamil Nadu tells us, in terms of capital required to create a job or total job creation, that the MSME sector is really where we're going to find, for roughly 1.5 to 2 lakhs of capital, a job is created, whereas in the large corporate world, it's more like 1 crore or 2 crores. And that's including at JIMs, right? Like big investors coming in. And also to make sure that, if you look at the total number of people employed, I would say that MSMEs in Tamil Nadu probably cover 60% or 65% of the total employment, and that's not even including the government. So I think we have many things to learn. I'm very pleased to see this relationship that stretches back now decades, and with the transfer of technology and education, starting with IIT Chennai and IIT Madras, and now expanding all the way to tier 2 cities and to skill training through our non-Mudalvan and skill development corporation and so forth. I'm sure you'll have a very interesting panel discussion with Mr. Kumar Jayant, former Revenue Secretary, currently the Labour Secretary, thoughtful man, who was with me when I was finance for a while as the Commissioner of Treasuries, so I can speak for him. Of course, my friend G.D. Rajkumar, I see a very impressive list of people here. I hope you'll have productive discussions. I hope there'll be constructive action items that come out of it. I hope the people will benefit. And on behalf of the Chief Minister of our government, of the people, I wish you all well in extending the cooperation and collaboration between Germany and India, and in particular Tamil Nadu, and ensuring that the benefits of such interactions reach as wide a section of society as possible. Thank you very much to Mr. Mallikarjuna for inviting me and for arranging all these panels, and I wish you a wonderful evening. Thank you very much.